G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go out and play Royal Liverpool. I'm going to play the final 3 holes, and that's because Royal Liverpool is the host of this year's Open Championship, which is next week. So I kind of want to show off Royal Liverpool, and I want to show off the 3 finishing holes that the pros are going to be playing. So let's jump in. We'll go to local match. We're going to Royal Liverpool. On GS Pro, it has the members layout. So the whole configuration is actually different to what the pros play. So if we jump into the course, the match settings, I'm going to make this as hard as I possibly can. So I'm off the back tees, Sunday pins, we're going to go auto putt fixed, and that's because I am using my Rapsodo MLM2 Pro to play this. Stimp 13, we have fairway and green firmness as links, and we are playing gusty wind, which is seriously hard. So let's jump into Royal Liverpool. Oh, before we do, let's go to holes. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the 14th, 15th and 16th, because that is actually the 16th, 17th and 18th for what the pros are going to play next week. So we're going to jump in and play. Let me know as well who you think is going to win down below in the comments section. For me personally, there's a couple of pros who are starting to trend. Obviously, Rory McIlroy has got to be part of the conversation. I'd love Tommy Fleetwood to do it, but there are definitely a few names that are starting to trend. Okay, so it looks like my connector's just closed down, and it doesn't happen very often, but what I'll do is I'll just go to my desktop and I'll get the connector back open. Hopefully, if I send this through, it's not going to hit a shot for me. Okay, it's because my MLM2 Pro went into sleep mode, so I'm just going to wake that up. It is woken up again, which is good. And I wonder if I send this through, if it's going to hit a shot. Let's see. No, it didn't like that. So I'm going to launch that again. I might have to hit a shot and then push enter. So I'll minimize that. So what I might have to do is hit my shot, push enter, and then it'll take off in the world. So let's aim down the right-hand side. We've got wind howling behind us. It is raining. Let's hit a driver. Now this won't go in the world, but what I'll do is I'll hit enter and then it should sync back up. Okay, decent strike. You won't see it on the screen just yet. Looking at the data, that was pretty decent. I can come over here now, open up the connector. That's all sent through. I'll push enter and hopefully it should take off in the world. No, we've had an error. So let's do a bit of troubleshooting. Okay, it's because the actual connector's closed as well. So what I'll do is, if this happens, you simply go to the settings on GS Pro. We'll go to game and we'll push reset GS Pro Connect. And this will pull up the Open API connector for GS Pro. There we go, that's what we want. And then we will go into here, open up this connector, run as administrator, and I'll save that. We have hit our shot. So I'm going to push enter. I've got to quickly do the calibration process and then hopefully the shot should fly off into the world. Okay, and there goes our shot. Lovely. And it was a pretty good shot. Missed that bunker and stay there. That's going to be just fine. So we got 150 yards. We're dead downwind, like I said, and this is going to be hard to actually keep on the green. We are in the rough, so if I just try and hit, let's say a pitching wedge, just an easy pitching wedge, try and land at about 123, 122 yards, that should be pretty good. So let's try and do that. So all I want to do is hit this 122 yards and have it kick on the green. Be good. Perfect for distance. Don't go in those pot bunkers. Oh, look at the kick. Beautiful kick there. Stay in that circle now. Don't. Okay. We got away with it. We got a par. All right, on to the 15th hole for the members, 17th hole for the Open Championship. This hole, mark my words, this hole will cause some dramas this week. It's a short par 3. However, let's have a look at the green. If you miss it short, anything short is going to feed back into that bunker. Anything left, you're in a pot bunker. Right, you're in a pot bunker. Anything long is dead. If you miss it short right, potentially you'll be okay. This is kind of like a runoff area, but you're going to have a long chip shot coming back into the green. So for this shot, let's have a look at the green map as well. You do have a ridge in the middle of the green, kind of like a little backstop. So you'll see a lot of players use that the week of the Open Championship. And I think a lot of people on this hole, they're just going to go for the middle of the green. Let's aim. We do have wind howling left to right. So let's actually aim at this bunker on the left here. And hopefully the wind, we've got to trust our swing. Hopefully the wind just pushes our ball back to the middle of the green. And for the actual club, I'm just going to hit a punch pitching wedge, the exact same shot I just hit on the last hole. So if I could just hit the exact same shot again, that'd be perfect. Okay, the wind's dropped off a bit. There we go, now it's picked up. Oh, I pulled it a bit. Oh, look at the wind. Sit down now. Okay, it's a little long. That's gonna run off into the rough. It's in the deep rough. So you just need to hit an absolute perfect shot, which it's going to be so tough for these guys, you know, on Sunday. All right, let's see what we're left with. So now we're chipping. We've got to flop it essentially onto the green, and then hopefully it'll just run down this hill. The only issue I have is I'm into the wind. So I'm going to have to hit this quite hard, and I'm in the deep rough. So we've got 27 yards, dead into the wind and in deep rough. So if I play this about 30 yards as a feel, doing it like a flop shot, that should be pretty good. Oh, look at that misread. That was a huge misread. It's gone into orbit. So the carry there was 326. That was crazy. So there are obviously some misreads that are going to happen. This solution isn't perfect just yet, and maybe it's the way I set up the actual connector where I was clicking for the actual camera to take that screenshot. Let's have a look at the data that it captured. So we had spin look good. The ball speed was the one that misread. So potentially I made that window too small or too big. But that's where the issue came from. The ball speed on the actual Rapsodo app had 39 miles an hour, whereas in the connector, it's saying 393 miles an hour. So quite quick ball speed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to GS Pro, and I'm going to try and take a mulligan, but I'll have to go to settings. There's mulligans. We'll do that. And hopefully this will let me go back. It did. Perfect. That one came back at me. And that's actually going to be a really good shot. Sit. Perfect. We will take a par there. All right, on to the 16th hole for the members, 18th hole for the Open Championship. And look at this hole. We're dead into the wind. I mean, it's 600 yards. This course is going to play, or it has the potential to play really hard. Now, the internal OB, if you look to the right there, that's the driving range, and that for the pros is going to be internal OB. We do have wind howling off the right, so I am going to aim slightly right and hope the wind brings it back. Come on, wind, and that's going to be good. That's going to be perfect, right down the middle. It's going to leave a long way into the green, but I think that's as good as we're doing today. Okay, in the middle of the fairway, happy to be there. And looking at this, there's no way I'm getting it to that green, especially with the wind. But what I might try and do is I might actually still hit a 3-wood and try and get it up there by the green. It's risky, but if I can get this close to the green, I'll really have a good chance at getting a birdie. I will try and draw this a bit more because I don't want to miss it right. Oh, not the best strike, but it's going to be safe. Sit there in the fairway, please. Oh no. Oh, it's in the deep rough. And I mean, it's going to make it impossible to spin it now. And of course, the pin is tucked. We're into the wind. We got 73 yards. So we got about 87 to 90 yards. And then we got the wind as well. So plus 15%. So let's play it 110 yards to the pin. I might just take a gap wedge because I don't want to leave it short. And I'll try and hit a 3/4 gap wedge. Might have to sit. Yeah, it's a little long. Sit down. Okay, it's going to give us a chip, which is good. So we got 21 yards to the hole. It's dead downwind, tiny bit uphill, and it's going to come out right. So we'll aim a little bit left. Okay, 21 yards. Let's finish this round off with a par. Try and land at about 12 yards. Registered. Go in, get in. That's a birdie to finish. We are 1 under par on the last 3 finishing holes, as hard as GS Pro can give us, basically. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, let me know. If you got any comments or questions, let me know down below. Definitely let me know who your pick is going to be for next week for the Open Championship, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.